Alright, PCV valve location. So I've already taken it out, but you can reach the top top of it from the top here, under the hood. It is going to be, see if I can stick that in there. That black nipple right there. It might not focus on it, but you can get a grasp of what I'm saying here. So you can see it from here, right there. So where the PC valve is specifically, though, you'll be able to run down the hose, the short hose. Down here, you can access it better under the car. I don't know if I can fit in there. We can try. Aha. That's it right there. That's where it screws in. That's where it screws in. So it's kind of a pain to get it to. But I mean, after fighting off the hose is the main part, really. After that, it's a piece of cake. So this is the new one. I've already put the valve on the hose. And this is the old hose. I tore it apart to get better leverage to get it off. You can see it's never felt the touch of a person, probably. And to back up that point, excuse the mess, it's not my garage. It's my parents' garage, but this is the old one. So I got a little bit of sawdust on it, ignore that. That's not, I didn't come out with it. Still rattles. Don't know if it comes across on video. But for reference, I think that sounds better probably. So this guy was making this whirring noise, essentially ever since I bought him, and I didn't have a lot of mechanical knowledge, as possibly seen by whatever the hell is going on here with this connector I put in a long time ago, because I thought that would solve it, or the engine code. But no, the engine code, I don't remember what it was, but it was, I don't remember what it was, but it was one, I'll put it in the description, because I don't recall currently, but it was essentially for the vent solenoid, and I can show that possibly it's a little difficult. Well, difficult for me because I don't feel like getting on the ground much, but this little PC valve was not really the perpetrator of the engine code. It was the vent solenoid, but it was making that whirring noise, I believe. It was sort of vacuum issue. Now you can see all that oil down there. That's a new oil pan gasket, so I'm not entirely sure. Well, I think that leak is from the oil pump, which I'm genuinely not going to bother with. I'll be real. Not until I, get like a second car, because I'm not super experienced. I bought this car almost exactly a year ago, and to get you some footage of this crusty shit, I bought this car almost exactly a year ago, and ever since then I've learned a lot about cars overall, and also I've done a decent amount of work on him. I don't know if you can see it. But you can see I've done the inner and outer tie rods. Done a few many things. I've did a flush in the power steering recently and replaced hose right here. Pro tip, don't replace that hose when there's fluid in the reservoir still. Don't be lazy like I am. I actually like hurt my arms a little bit doing this shit. Yeah, no, it's his name is Kirky. He's doing his best. I need to replace that because I don't know how to get those bolts out. So I'm just thinking replacing the whole cover with a junkyard one potentially. But yeah, no. So getting some work done. I have to replace these spring clamps before I install that. I was gonna do a little coolant flush for funsies, and you know, have to get this out somehow. You like that? Yeah, you can see why, having seen the rust around this vehicle, you could probably see why I had to replace these brake lines. Ignore that. The fuel neck right here, it generally gets covered by a plastic trim. Nothing bad to mess with. So, see, I don't know if I'm able to see that vent solenoid through here though. But it is in this general vicinity. You are not going to be able to see it until you get past this cross member, I believe it's called. So, yeah, I'd have to go in deeper, and I'm too lazy for that. But it's more of a pain in the ass to replace the vent solenoid than I thought it would be. Unfortunately. Ooh, nasty. The brand new bushing though I put in. That was hell. Ignoring the glass shards. I'll get, not glass, metal shards. I'll get to that. Don't ignore these though. That's kind of cool. Yum. But fuel tank. So yeah, that it's just to clear the engine code. It's not like a huge deal, you know. But I like to have things perfect. I don't want a Christmas light or Christmas tree all lit up in my goddamn dash. So that is what fixed it. But the thing is, well, let's just say there's a lot of rust kind of inherent to that part. Hi, Kermit. So, like that. There's a lot of rust inherent to that part. So, essentially, you know, people sometimes will have to, if I remember correctly, will have to replace that vapor canister altogether. That paper towel roll is a block of ice right now. There's like a leak in here. I feel like maybe that's potentially why. So I'll have to figure something out here. But depends on how much I feel like bothering, because in like 10 days I'm going to Chicago for a few days. It's not an LX, by the way. This is a DX. I just replaced the bumper. It's pretty easy. Rest there. Sometimes water can build up here. So I was gonna put possibly some weatherproof strip strips. Yeah. Here's Cookie. I have to... Let me go to the other side. Yeah, no, we just, like, left this garage, like, fucked up when we moved in, so... Oh, I stepped on that. I stepped on the pen. Jesus Christ, why is that there? But, yeah, no, car took a little bit of a piss. No big deal. So, he's a little bit naked right here. I'm painting these. I know it's not really much of anything, but it was just practice. I'll still be replacing this eventually anyway, because that bushing doesn't seem super great. I don't know if that grinding is right or not. I'll be doing the drum brakes. I figured might as well, since I had to do wheel cylinder, but then started leaking. Her fucking Ray. And let's hope that doesn't, you know, experiencing this. Hopefully this doesn't start experiencing anything either. Sure hope not. The muffler jiggles too. Not entirely sure why, and honestly I don't really care anymore. He's a dirty boy. Dirty, dirty boy. But yeah, you, for what it's worth, too. So, these bolts, there's 4 of them. 4 of these. That's how you have to take the bolts out for the wheel cylinder, because it's hard to access otherwise. Like, you want to be able to, like, move it a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? So, this is the emergency brake shoe. And good idea is to draw a diagram like this. This has helped me significantly for these drum brakes. Unfortunately, I have to replace the wheel cylinder, so yeah.